Blessed day to you all, my sports to the bone family. Back at it again with another video. Thank you all for tuning in. Hope everybody is doing okay. Hope you're all having a fantastic Sunday. Now, I have two topics to look at in this one. We see where West Indies head coach Darren Sammy has been fined by ICC. Yes, fined for ICC Code of Conduct breach in that first test against Australia. We're also going to be talking a little bit about the West Indies Academy. They secured victory in the third and final 50-over game against Sri Lanka emerging players. So that's a series win for the West Indies Academy boys. So just give a listening ear until the end. Let me know your thoughts. If you have not yet subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. So let's start with this story about Darren Sammy. Taking this straight from the ICC website. So that's where the information is coming from. The headline says, Sammy fined for ICC Code of Conduct breach against Australia. It says the West Indies head coach's action in the test series opener in Bridgetown faces a 15% fine. So just bear with me. I'm going to read the article in its entirety so you can hear. So it says West Indies head coach Darren Sammy has been fined 15% of his match fee for a level 1 breach of ICC Code of Conduct during the second day of the first test that the visitors clinched by 159 runs, courtesy of Josh Hazelwood's stunning 5 for 43. All right. So it says the sanction relates to comments made by Sammy during a media interaction at the end of day 2, where he criticized one of the match officials in reference to multiple incidents throughout the day's play. So it says the 41-year-old was found to have violated Article 2.7 of the code, which pertains to public criticism, and I quote, public criticism of or inappropriate comment in relation to an incident occurring in an international match or any player support personnel, match official, or team participating in any international match, end quote. So, if you publicly criticize any of these guys, then, you breach the code according to ICC. So it says, as a result, 1 demerit point has also been added to Sammy's disciplinary record. They say his first offense in a 24-month period. Right? They say Sammy admitted the offense and accepted the sanction proposed by the ICC elite panel of match referees. They say after the charge was leveled by an on-field umpire, right? They say the third umpire, Adrian Holstock, and the fourth umpire, Gregory Brathwaite. It goes on to say level 1 offenses carry a minimum penalty of official reprimand and a maximum of 50% of the match fee fine, along with 1 or 2 demerit points. So he was found 15% and 1 demerit point, right? So that is what Darren Sammy got for, or that's what he got for criticizing the match official. So ICC, they're flexing their muscles to make sure that they keep Coach Darren Sammy in line. All right, let's finish up by taking a look at the West Indies Academy players. So this was the third and final 50-over game. This was played at the Sir Viv Richards Stadium, and this game was played a couple days ago. It was played actually on Thursday, right? So just getting a chance to look at it though. Now they say West Indies Academy, they won that game by 7 wickets. We can't just let it bypass and don't shout out the youngsters. Now, West Indies Academy, they were able to chase down 144. So Sri Lanka emerging players, they were bowled out for 144 in 35.5 overs. West Indies Academy getting 147 for 3, right, in 24.1 overs. So quick chase there. Now, Sri Lanka emerging players in that 144, Consola, he led the way for them with 40 from 52. Dhananjaya Lakshan, the captain, he scored 36 from 61. So, and Fernando, he got 28 from 32. Now, bowling for the West Indies Academy, Jediah Blades, He was the pick of the bowlers, 5 for 28 from 8 overs. We also saw Zishan Motara getting 3 for 19. And Kelvin Pittman picked up 1 for 37. We also had Palmer and Bishop along with Clark contributing with the ball. But, you know, the guys that I mentioned first, they were the wicket takers. All right, let's just take a look. Well, before we go to the West Indies Academy batting, this is how Sri Lanka lost the wickets. 6 for 1, 8 for 2, 15 for 3, 18 for 4. So they actually made a very good comeback, 18 for 4. From there, they went up to 92 for 5, 98 for 6, 130 for 7, 132 for 8, 142 for 9, 144 all out. Now, West Indies Academy, they got off to a very good start. Both openers getting 38. So we actually put together 53 before we lost the first wicket. No, Akeem Ogis, he scored 38 from 52 with 2 sixes and 3 fours. Joel Andrew opening the innings with Ogis. He scored 38 from 24, right? 6 fours and 2 sixes. Strike rate of 158. Captain Teddy Bishop, he scored 7. And Dinial, he was left unbeaten on 32. Mavindra Dinial, he got 32 from 33 with 3 fours. Carlin Bowen Tuckett continues to be very reliable. He was left unbeaten on 25 from 25 with 2 fours. So the West Indies Academy getting victory there. Now this is how we lost the wickets. 53 for 1, 89 for 2, 91 for 3, and from 91 for 3 we went all the way up to 147. So winning that game there by 7 wickets. Shout out to the West Indies players, the West Indies Academy players, and securing that series win. Milan Hasanka, he picked up 2 for 57, and Ravindu Fernando, he got 1 for 22 from 4 for Sri Lanka emerging players. So once again, big shout out to the West Indies Academy players. You know, we have some guys here that they did well at the under 19 level, and we're hoping that, you know, them being in the academy now, you know, they will continue to learn, continue to develop. You know, some names we are really familiar with, guys like Akeem Ogis, Joel Andrew, Teddy Bishop has been there for a while. Dinial doing his thing now, Bowen Tuckett, Rivaldo Clark, all of these guys, you know, Jediah Blades, you know, he's another one that we are hoping will continue to develop with his with you know, where the bowling is concerned. You know, we want these guys to be able to transition into the first team without having to, you know, stay in first class cricket for 8, 9, 10 years. More often than not, that's what ends up happening, because you know, we don't have enough games per season, so they have to play like 5, 6, 7 years of first class cricket to really get a good amount of experience to play a test. But good to see these guys in the academy doing their thing. And one thing I have to commend the CWI on, you know, we see where we are getting more West Indies A games, you know, and we are getting the academy players playing some cricket. So gonna leave it right there. Big up.